Again, we're using a mixture of brick texture and the satellite image to create the texturing on the roofs.
So the roof shapes, are they accurate, or is it just the shapes of the building and the heights of buildings that are accurate to the actual city, based on the data from OpenStreet?
In this case, it's only the streets that are correct. So, because here we only have street data. There's no footprint data from in Venice.
But it's a really good example, like we are here in Las Vegas. Like you see over there, there's the Venetian, where they have the Marcus Place and everything. And here you can really have, you can import those kind of landmarks, but it's like lookalike, like here in Las Vegas. That's not actually Venice, that's lookalike Venice. And that was also the case for this, like for a game or for a feature film, where you just have to need an overview. That's this kind of usage, not for urban planning or architecture style. It's more for the entertainment industry.
Yeah, exactly. And where you need to have exact buildings, like here, Martin Tower, you can place the exact pre-modeled building, but everywhere else where it's just to be like somehow look-alike, you can use some random variations in a range where it still looks reasonable. And of course, if you have the data, then you can do it like before. You just import a shapefile or an OSM file that has this data, hook up the data like building height to your rule, and it will do everything correct. If you even have the roof type, even that will be correct.
Okay.
Otherwise,
most of our entertainment customers, they are demanding not to have the real city, so they have to be a synthetic or the characteristic of a city. But I don't want the real city because they know the actual real city, and you can discover it, but it has to be a lookalike, like GTA 4, Los Angeles, for example.
So that's the generated models with and without the background. And as I mentioned, you have all the waterways here are modeled correctly, and these podiums here where are streets and where are waterways. This is all evaluated correctly, thanks to like a very, very simple data in the beginning, only the street data. Yeah.
How do you like that?
It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's really.
I mean, for that's really for the entertainment. The other example was mainly for planner and architects. It's from the entertainment industry, and just to make something like within no time and to have such an overview. I mean, for me that's like Venice. I mean, if I go then closer, it's different. But like this Venice, I don't know how the buildings are set in original Venice, but it's lookalike Venice. And it's also an example provided within the City Engine, and huge usage of this example, because people are actually looking for stuff like this, for games or short movies and stuff like this.
So if somebody wanted to then create a particular shot inside of 3ds Max, you can export all of this with the maps and use global illumination in there.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's basically you just model in here like you would do in every other modeling tool, just with some different approach. As soon as you're happy, did all the fine tuning, your models are correct, you just select the area that you want and export to one of those formats and import it into your game engine, into your render, into your production suite, whatever.
That's also absolutely mission critical for us, that people just make the models within the City Engine and then export the whole stuff. And therefore we have also very smooth export and different options to it. Because export is always the challenge for everybody. And we've like Andy showed, we have a lot of option to do this. I think it's a little bit more than the other programs, and we've done a lot of work for the export because it's absolutely mission critical for us.
Yeah, if you ask about, let's say you really model this for a single shot, like do some shot-based rendering in the end, or modeling. You could easily here, let's say your camera is placed somewhere down here. What you would do then is draw like a level of detail map that's used to control the level of detail of the buildings. So if this is your focus hero building, so you probably would have a map with like this high lot area here, and then like this so area. So you can just quickly sketch, probably with some gradient or level of detail area 1, 2, 3, and generate, and it will select the correct level of detail there, and then export it, and you're ready to go for the render without too much polygon overhead. And thanks to the procedural approach, you have like every building all the time in different versions. So you have it in high level version, in low level version, or you can have it higher, lower, textured, untextured, with this type of roof, and so on. So that's to me the two main benefits. It's very quick to do something, and all your models
have to do the tedious work, so the tedious work will be done by the computer, and you can play around with what-if scenarios. If you don't like that, and you say, okay, it's to be a little bit yellow or green or whatever you want to do, so you can play around with what-if scenarios, and gives the artist the freedom to really concentrate on the creative process, not to spend too much time with tedious work like generating buildings and streets and stuff like that. This is all made by the software.
For someone to come to CityEngine with no experience, how long would it take them to be proficient enough to generate the rule sets to generate a city like this?
Depends a little bit on, as it is a simple scripting language, it depends a bit if you have a background in simple scripting. So if you use Mel or something like this, like the Maya scripting language, or what is it called, MaxScript, then you pretty much have the basics, and you have to learn the command set of this thing, which is very small. It's about 20 to 30 commands. So it's simpler than any other scripting language used in modeling tools. So to me, if a guy has basic knowledge of scripting, will learn all the stuff in 2 to 3 days, and someone else probably takes a bit longer just to get the basic concepts of variables and so on.
Even with our CityEngine 2010 version, we get actually rid of the scripting. Means it's then image based. So actually you have to do the scripting and everything like that. But if we make a preview, then we will get rid of the scripting knowledge. So you will image-based model in your city then.
So that'd be like a node-based system where you'll kind of define all the rule sets graphically.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly, that's one thing. Currently it's like a text editor or a scripting editor, which is quite good. It gives you all like...
I mean, that's powerful with the old grammar. That's more powerful than everything else if you can. But it's also, like you said, it's a barrier for most of the people. Say, oh, I don't want to script, I just want to have a graphical user interface like you said.
And the node-based system is exactly what we're aiming at, because people are used to this due to shading networks. And so you will just be able to pick a rule, hook it up, and do some kind of network with it. Yeah, and also, I mean, we also focus a big deal on the help contents in the CityEngine, because we know that this rule-based, the rule writing is probably the hardest part. It's also the most powerful. So, and there is a big set of tutorials that help you out doing this. How to get from, let's say, from a photograph to this modeled facade. So step by step help. Then there's like the reference with all the commands. And yeah, of course,
examples are very important. So you have there all the rules and can modify it then. So there are a bunch of tools to make that, but we are heading to also like the graphical user interface, image-based interface.